Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna tick a lot of people off with this video, but I don't care. So anyway, I need to just break down and educate people on why the GOAT is not Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. First of all, when people talk about him being the GOAT, the number one thing they bring in is rings. They bring in that he has 5 rings. Well, first of all, that's not the most rings ever. The most rings ever by a quarterback is Otto Graham, who had 7 rings. He had 7 rings, number one. Number 2, rings are a team achievement. Okay? So you mean to tell me that you would rather have Trent Dilfer than quarterbacks like Dan Marino and Phillip Rivers and Dan Faust and Warren Moon and Fran Tarkenton and Jim Kelly and Tony Romo? Really? You mean to tell me that if you're a baseball general manager, okay, and you need to find a right fielder, you're going to take Jason Hayward and his mediocre self over Larry Walker, who should be in the Hall of Fame? You mean to tell me that if you're a hockey executive and you're signing free agents, you're going to choose Duncan Keith over Alex Ovechkin? You mean to tell me that if you need a point guard for your team, you're taking Rajon Rondo over Chris Paul? Please, just stop it. You mean to tell me Robert Horry's better than Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Dirk Nowitzki and Kawhi Leonard combined? You take that ring argument and shove it where the sun don't shine. Alright, rings, it takes a team to win. Everybody on the team gets a ring. So it takes a team to win. The only time rings are applicable, you use it to measure organizations, use it to measure general managers, use it to measure coaches with a possible caveat of basketball, because there's no way Phil Jackson is even anywhere close to the greatest coach ever. So the ring argument is foolish. So that's one thing. The other thing people talk about how clutch Brady was in the postseason. Is he really that clutch in the postseason? Because he has habitually choked in the playoffs and has habitually come up smaller than Kevin Hart in the playoffs. That's right. I'm sorry. It's true. What about you go to the 2001 AFC divisional round against Oakland? He did not play well in that game. They won in spite of him. They won because of the snow. Well, no, not because of the snow, but they won because of their defense, holding that offense to 13 points, and Adam Vinatieri. He did not play all that well in the 2001 AFC Championship game against the Steelers, where Drew Bledsoe, who played even worse than Brady, played a majority of that game. He did not. He was alright in Super Bowl 36 against the Rams. Now, the endless Brady apologists, they'll say, well, he was great when he had to be. You always have to be great, alright? What happens in the first quarter affects what happens in the fourth quarter. Yeah. He was not that good against the Tennessee Titans in the 2003 divisional round. He was not that good in the 2003 AFC Championship game against the Indianapolis Colts. He was hot garbage against the Broncos in the 2005 AFC divisional round, had more picks than touchdowns. He was terrible against the San Diego Chargers in the 2006 AFC divisional round when he threw 3 interceptions, got bailed out by Phillip Rivers having a rough start, and Marlon McCree fumbling and Nate Kading missing a game-tying field goal. He was not good in the 2007 AFC Championship game when once again he threw 3 interceptions, got bailed out by the fact Phillip Rivers was playing on a torn ACL and LaDainian Tomlinson was injured. He got bailed out. He was not good in Super Bowl 42. People will come up with all the excuses. They'll say, well, he drove his team down the field to get in late. Yeah, the biggest reason they were trailing was because of Tom Brady. Then people say, well, the defense gave up the go-ahead touchdown. Yeah, okay, fine, but guess what? The defense had played their arses off all day long. It was the biggest reason they had a shot at winning that game. And let's not forget, Brady got the ball back. They didn't give up a touchdown at the last second. They gave up the go-ahead touchdown to Plaxico Burress with 35 seconds left. So the Patriots got the ball back, needing a field goal to tie, and had 2, not 1, but 2 timeouts left. And what did Brady do? Through 3 incomplete passes, and the Patriots went 4-0, thus giving the Giants the Lombardi. All right, Brady did not play that well in Super Bowl 42. I'm sorry, he averaged only 5.5 yards per attempt. He didn't throw a pick, but it just made turnovers as touchdowns, and he played part in the Patriots only scoring 14 points. Now, sometimes a team doesn't score a lot of points, but that's not the quarterback's fault. They did their job. They played at least well, okay, while just other circumstances led to the team not scoring that point. See Peyton Manning with a bunch of playoff games. However, my friends, Brady did not play that well in Super Bowl 42. I'm sorry. Don't even get me started on the 2009 AFC wildcard game against the Baltimore Ravens, when he had 4 turnovers, threw 3 picks, lost a fumble, had 4 turnovers, and those 4 turnovers led to like 17 points. At least 17 points. I mean, because that, and the Ravens won by 19 points in New England on a day where Joe Flacco completed 4 out of 10 passes for 34 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick. So, I mean, come on now. Brady was just hot garbage in the 2009 AFC wildcard round. Then you go to the 2011 and AFC Championship game against the Ravens. He was not good in that game. He had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, he had a rushing touchdown, but he still had more turnovers than touchdowns. Got bailed out by Lee Evans dropping a pass. And even though, and I completely agree with anyone who says Super Bowl 46, they would have won had Wes Welker not dropped the ball. I agree. It's Wes Welker's fault they lost Super Bowl 46. However, they shouldn't have probably been in Super Bowl 46 because the Ravens blew that game. I'm just saying. Alright, so they let Brady off the hook. Then you go to the 2012 AFC Championship game against the Ravens. Had 1 touchdown, 2 picks, an awful passer rating. As the Patriots got smoked at home by the Ravens. Then you go to the 2015 AFC Championship game. Oh my gosh. He was just absolutely terrible in that game. Completed less than 50% of his passes. His passer rating was terrible. On the biggest play of the game, where he needed to throw complete a pass to tie the game and send the game into overtime, he throws it to the Broncos. He was not good in that game. You go to the 2016 AFC Divisional round against the Texans, where he had just as many picks as touchdowns and completed only 18 of 38 passes. Got bailed out by the fact that Brock Osweiler was the Texans quarterback. So, I mean, Brady has habitually choked in the playoffs. So, there goes the other narrative. Now, that's really the 2 narratives people can use to claim Brady's the GOAT, but he's not. People say, well, he has not had a whole lot of weapons. Really? Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, Aaron Hernandez, Josh Gordon, Brandon Cooks. That ain't weapons. Please. He's more often than not had a good O-line. He's had some good running backs. Sony Michel is a bad man. Alright. Sony Michel's a bad man, and what was that guy? LeGarrette Blount could do some things. Corey Dillon was awesome. He led the league in rushing, I think, one year when they won in 2004. Alright, and the Patriots have had several top running games. Now, let's not forget the defense. In 14 out of Brady's 17 seasons, the Patriots have been in the top 10 in points per game allowed. Yeah. They don't say yards. Who cares about yards? They don't allow points. Okay? Points, not yards, win ball games. And they've had plenty of skilled players on the defensive side of the football. Willie McGinnis, Richard Seymour, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, Vince Wilfork, Rob Ninkovich, Devin McCourty, Kyle Arrington, Malcolm Butler, Dante Hightower, that Van Noy guy, who the MVP All right, and I'm not the man because I saw this on Instagram. All right, someone actually has put up a post about it. That Van Noy guy was a big reason they won that game on Sunday. And even the game on Sunday, let's just call it what it is. Well, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. And let's not forget Bill Belichick. So Brady's had help. All right, he's had actually more help than a lot of quarterbacks. So look, Tom Brady is a great quarterback. By my hierarchy, I have him about 7. And people would find that outrageous and be like, 7? Well, how is that an insult? There have been 99 NFL seasons, so there have probably been a million quarterbacks. So to be 7th is a compliment. Alright? You know, to me, the GOAT is Peyton Manning. Because being the GOAT, it's not just about statistics. It's not just about ring. It ain't sure ain't about rings. It's about how you elevate a franchise. And your value and importance to a franchise. And your overall impact to a community and a city and a franchise, and it's about there's so much that goes into being the GOAT. To me, the GOAT is Peyton Manning. The guy habitually took mediocre Colts teams to the playoffs in 1999, even with Edgerrin James being a great Edgerrin James was a good player, not a great player. Even with Edgerrin James playing well, Marvin Harrison, that was about it. That was not a good Colts team. They were bad defensively, and they struggled to run the ball, even with Edgerrin James having a good year. And he got 13 wins out of that team. You go to the 2003 season, even with Edgerrin James, they were 19th in rushing, and they were 19th in points allowed. And in the tough AFC, the Colts won 12 games and made the Final Four. Then you go to the 2004 season. They were okay with running. Edgerrin James was the only reason they were okay with running the ball. And their defense was awful that year. And the AFC was stacked that year. And the Colts got 12 wins. Then you go to the 2006 season. The Colts defense was absolutely gosh awful stopping the run that year. Historically awful.